After 61 years, why hasn't the United Nations been able to overcome the deep divisions and historical resentments between cultures, religions, and nations?
It's a little bit complicated, but this is a very important question.
Yes.
The United Nations is recognized by most people all over the world as the home of all nations, the common home of humanity.
Yes.
However, the UN in its charter declare as the noble objectives of the UN to overcome hunger, poverty, sickness, all the scourges that creates misery in humans. But what happens is that all the problems of the world are not linked just to the lack of material resources. That is only part of the problem. Scarcity is only one part of the problem. The problem is spiritual in nature. The problem is the perversity of humans who have the idea that mine is mine and yours is also mine if I can take it away from you. This perversity in humans, the UN set to address issues that at the root are spiritual. But what happens is in the 1940s, 1947, to bring in the Soviet Union, the Soviet Union demanded from the members, particularly from the United States, which was the sole superpower at that time, it demanded the removal of any reference to God, religion, or spirituality out of the charter. So by doing so, the United Nations basically crippled itself because it created an institution that from the charter, from its premises, from its philosophical basis, is trying to solve problems that are inherently spiritual in nature, trying to make good without defining what the ultimate good is, trying to define evil, you know, the evils of war without defining them from the holy books, from the common understanding worldwide of good and evil. In the meantime, it became a base for where the self-interest of all the parties involved, all the nations of the world, are at play. And what happens is that the powerful nations who have the strength to move the UN in their direction, they are the ones who control. And the small nations either sell their votes or try to do their best. But every nation is trying to satisfy their own interest. And that will be for another talk show in which we can talk about, you know, what are the interests of the nations?
Yes.
Who determines the interests of the nations? Okay. And how do we know whether the interests of the nation are truly the interests of the entire population of the nation?